Hello everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. Maybe you've heard about the word Wumao or 50 Cent Army. It refers to people who are hired by the Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, to post online comments, to manipulate public opinion and disseminate disinformation for the CCP. In the early days, they got paid 50 cents for each post. That's why they are called Wumao or 50 Cent Army. But you may not know that now there are quite a lot of foreign Wumao, professional ones, who are willingly helping the CCP to brainwash people in a more advanced and sophisticated way. Who are they? What do they do? And why do they matter? Today I'd like to talk about this. Before we move on, please make sure you subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any future videos. Now, let's move to our topic today. First of all, we need to understand that since the CCP's 18th National Congress in 2012, that was the year when Xi Jinping became the head of the CCP. So since that time, telling the China story well to the international world has been a main task for the CCP's propaganda ministry. New concepts, new scope, and new narratives have been constantly tried out, and foreign faces, foreign mouths of internet celebrities are the latest weapons. As early as 77 years ago, in 1944, Michael Zeng, a British national, became one of the founders of the English language broadcasting department of the CCP's Xinhua news agency in Yan'an. Yan'an was the CCP's base before it took power, and the revolutionary Holy Land of the CCP after it defeated the Kuomintang and established the People's Republic of China. On June 19th this year, Xinhua featured Lindsay in an article titled "Foreign Friends Reflect on CCP's Success Over the Past Century," and quoted his son Jim Lindsay as saying, "China plays an important role in world affairs. Other big countries must cooperate with China to solve global problems such as climate change, biodiversity conservation, and pandemics." So following Michael Lindsay's footprints, there are more British nationals singing the praises of the CCP through Chinese video sharing sites as well as YouTube, regardless of the fact that YouTube is blocked in China. For example, Baron Jones, an English teacher in China, runs a YouTube channel and a website. Both are called Best China Info. And the About page of his website, the top message is China safe? Yes, China is not your enemy. This message was posted on March 11th last year, when China was hit very hard by the CCP virus pandemic, and when almost the entire nation was still under lockdown. It was also the day when the World Health Organization finally admitted that the CCP virus was a pandemic. In a video titled "How China Isn't Crushing Uyghurs in Xinjiang," Jones defended the CCP and said there is no proof that over 1 million people in Xinjiang have been put into the camps. Underneath this video, there are a lot of comments in Chinese language thanking him for telling the truth about Xinjiang. This video is so far the most watched one on his channel. Jones claimed in the video that he worked for a newspaper in England, Britain's largest daily circulation newspaper, for 6 years. But BBC said it found no evidence to support this claim. Despite this, Jones was referred to as a former British journalist by some CCP's media publications, and his video was played at the CCP's Foreign Ministry's daily briefing as evidence to refute the CCP's report about Xinjiang's human rights abuses, and to support the CCP's claim that BBC is not trusted even in the UK. In addition to his own videos, Jones also posted videos from CCP's mouthpiece China Global Television Network (CGTN's) to his channel, such as his interview with CGTN's host Liu Xin, who became very famous when she had a debate with Fox Business host Trish Regan on trade and intellectual property in May 2019 during the peak of the trade war between the US and China. Jones also reposted a number of videos from the CCP-backed News in his featured video section, such as this one entitled YouTube Influencers, US set up $1 million fund for anti-China propaganda. Although this video received only 108 views since its release more than 46 days ago on June the 3rd, Jones and the other 3 foreigners were referred to as YouTube influencers when they talked about how US sets up $1 million fund for anti-China propaganda. Another British influencer is Sean Gibson, who went to China in 2017 to study and is a contracted singer with Beijing Yiqing Music and Cultural Company. He is currently involved in CGTN's Music Voyage video series, which is aimed at whitewashing China through the participation of foreign musicians, especially active vlogging musicians. Before the Times published a report, China's state TV channel CGTN enlisted UK student influencers. It contacted Gibson for comment, suggesting that Gibson was involved in a major CCP outreach effort. Gibson posted a video on his Chinese social media platform Weibo account, as well as his YouTube account, and argued that he just liked music. He also talked about how he had responded to the Times. Although his video on Weibo only received about 3,800 views and 125 likes and about 530 views on YouTube in 1 month, CGTN has done a program entitled "Why Does the British Media Target the Media Warriors?" and included Gibson's video in that program as evidence to refute the Times. That video has received more than 41,000 views in 21 days. It is possible that Gibbs indeed does like Chinese culture and Chinese music, but the videos he has been involved in are not just about that. For example, the video Son of Mao Nan, which he uploaded to Weibo, and another video sharing site Bilibili, praises the CCP's achievement in poverty lifting in Maonan region in Guangxi province in China. Poverty lifting has always been one of the main political achievements of the CCP. When the Sun was officially launched on March 27th, the CCP's important mouthpiece China Daily published a special report, which announced in a very excited tone, the international propaganda documentary Son of Mao Nan starts today on CGTN. See you there, rain or shine. The report says Son of Mao Nan is an experimental foreign propaganda documentary that speaks through the mouth of a foreigner and uses the role of a foreign news media blogger in China to spread at home and abroad the message of the new era of China in the eyes of a foreigner. So foreign influence, the CCP enlists foreign influencers to create international propaganda content. Apart from these vloggers, the CCP also includes foreign influencers in their own international propaganda programs. For example, A Date with China is a program organized by China Daily. It invites a large number of foreign internet celebrities and vloggers to create content that can tell the China story well, as requested by Xi Jinping. One of the themes of the event was On the Road to Prosperity. Again, this is to boast about the CCP's achievement in leading people to prosperity. A Date with China has made a lot of videos about different parts of China so far, including 2 episodes of foreigners sharing impressions of Xinjiang. In the first episode, Inconvenient, a member of the Communist Party of the US, says to the audience that people in Xinjiang are taking their destiny in their own hands, and the reports of Xinjiang's genocide are nonsense. Also in this video, Shimanova Azilika, sorry, I don't know whether I get her name right. Anyway, she's from Latvia. She is referred to as an internet celebrity. However, in an article by the CCP's Ministry of Commerce last August, she was referred to as CCTV, which means China Central Television. She was referred to as CCTV's special host. Let's see picture 27, yes, and 28. So these 2 pictures are all from that article featuring her as a presenter for the CCTV. The article says, on August 19, 2020, Zeng Xiaokai, Economic and Commercial Counselor of the Embassy in Latvia of China, together with Shimanova Azilika, a special presenter for the CCTV, went to Riga Paint and Coating Factory to shoot a feature film. The article also says that Councillor Zeng Xiaokai said that Latvian enterprises are welcome to actively participate in the Belt and Road Initiative to ride on the fast train of China's economic development and to achieve mutual benefit and win-win with China partners. So, you see, the CCP is shamelessly lying again, packaging its own employee as an internet celebrity. A question to ask is, who is paying the bills for making such videos? In a video, British YouTuber Ollie Barrett says that organizations such as China Radio International pay for airfare, lodging, and meals to use his videos for commentary in the relevant media. But there is no contractual relationship. In the current Chinese way of thinking, the subcontext of this is the CCP provides food, accommodation, and transportation for Barrett to travel for free, expecting that his video content will meet the requirements of the CCP. British man John Jensen Lightfoot is also a global stringer enlisted by CGTN. He did a 6-minute video for CGTN to refute Western media's report as bullshit stories. He recently appeared in the CGTN video Foreign Vloggers Explore in Hainan and is grateful to CGTN for giving him the experience to explore Hainan. Another American vlogger, Matthew Gallard, said that CGTN staff and expat vloggers enjoyed working together, producing live streams and videos as a team. On June 25th, the International Federation of Journalists, IFJ, released a report The China Story, Reshaping the World's Media. The report says one of the ways the CCP influences foreign journalists is by inviting them to travel to China. Similar propaganda videos are also being produced by local CCP governments. For example, the Shanghai Municipal Government Press Office and the Xinmin Evening News newspaper interviewed 100 foreigners living in Shanghai and filmed the video series Shanghai Through Our Eyes as a tribute to the 100th anniversary of the CCP. Also, as a tribute to the CCP, the International Department of Xinhua News Agency invited foreigners to participate in the documentary My Friend is a Party Member to praise the CCP through the mouths of foreigners. Maybe you will say, who cares about what these foreign Wumao say? Who can they brainwash and who would listen? Well, Associate Professor Wu Changchang from the School of Communication of East China Normal University said, these videos make Chinese viewers feel that Chinese culture is increasingly accepted and recognized by ordinary foreigners, and this psychology creates an effect that strengthens the Chinese viewers' patriotism and nationalism. Professor You Jie of China Media University said, the biggest advantage of having foreigners tell China's story is there are no language or facial barriers for foreigners, just like the Chinese are more receptive to the Western world as described by the Chinese. Foreigners telling Chinese story are also more acceptable to foreign audiences, as the audience will not feel that it is just some Chinese people trying to sing praises of China. Well, all these foreign Wumaos do matter, right? So from these comments you can see these Wumaos do matter, because inside China they can very effectively help the CCP to brainwash the Chinese people, as many Chinese people, may I say, do have the mentality that the Western societies are better, they have more advanced science, technology, social systems and culture, etc. So if foreigners say something about China, it is not only something interesting, but also worth listening to. As they cannot differentiate China from the CCP, when they hear foreigners praising China, they will subconsciously think that this means that the CCP has done a great job. Otherwise, these foreigners wouldn't have thought so highly of China, etc. So, this foreign Wumao can give the CCP what it lacks most, the legitimacy to rule the country. Then how about outside of China, where people in the West really believe this Western Wumao? This, I don't know. You guys have to tell me. But let me tell you this, in the past 40 years, the mainstream view in the West about the CCP or China has been, if we help China to become rich first and to develop a middle class inside China, after China becomes rich, these middle class people will automatically demand for freedom and democracy, and then a color revolution will happen inside China, and China will adopt a democracy like us peacefully without us doing anything, etc. This is what the politicians, think tanks, and China experts have been saying all these years, right? Where did this saying come from in the first place? Let me tell you, it came from the CCP. After the CCP successfully instilled this vision into the brains of so many Westerners, they must have been very, very happy. So, don't think people in the West wouldn't be brainwashed by the CCP. They already did so successfully in the past 100 years. Otherwise, the CCP would have been gone a long time ago. Okay, that's all I'd like to say for today. Before I respond to comments and questions, please make sure you subscribe to and share my channel. Now, let's see if we have any comments and questions. Okay, we have a lot of comments. So Harishi Nagaya said, yeah, the Wumao force have really infiltrated the free world, guys. One example is this channel. How many times does Miss Zeng has been demonetized? How many times YouTube have deleted her episodes? Yes, that is, I think, very unfortunate. In this free world, we are still being suppressed. I have shared before that sometimes I have to practice self-censorship when I talk on YouTube, for fearing that my whatever sensitive word or topics I talk about, they will demonetize me. Actually, my last video about the CCP threat of New Japan was immediately put a yellow tag, which means limited for ads, immediately after I finished live streaming. So that was very, very unfortunate. So we have to fight hard. So Todd Stones said, even YouTube wasn't blocked by CCP. Here to watch you. Sorry, seems he doesn't have a question. So, thank you so much. We have a citizen of Symponia donate $20 to me. Thank you so much. I do rely on your guys' support to survive. Otherwise, the YouTube really doesn't give me anything, I can say that, because of the view is so little, especially after July 6. The view dropped, I think, 10 to only 10% of the previous views before that. I used to have the most watched video of my channel was from last year. That was more than 300,000 views. And then you say less than 3,000. So that's 100 times difference, because if they promote you, you can grow very fast. If they suppress you, that's really does a lot of harm to my channel. So Sai Kari says 20 million young CCP members are signed up to be Wumao, working every day on internet, cyber attack in more than 40 countries. Is this to be true? I'm not quite sure about the number 20 million, but we do know there is a very large budget for the CCP to employ this internet Wumao to work. You know, I think there are figures of 1 year they post hundreds of millions of posts online to spread the misinformation or propaganda, or try to create a false public opinion. And especially now, I think they know the international world is very important, so they have many, although like Twitter, YouTube, Facebook are all blocked in China, but these Wumaos somehow have access. They create, you know, a lot of fake account on Twitter, and so that they can spread their false message. So that does, I think the CCP has a huge number of budget to employ this kind of message. So when you encounter one, that one may even come from the prison. Even prisoners were employed, or they can be used for free, but the CCP can reduce their prison term if they do a good job for the CCP. I remember having shared a photo of a lot of people in the prison working from there to do their their Wumao job inside the prison. So you don't know really who these people are, but they do, I think, for the cyber attack. I think today we just saw another piece of news of the US just, I think, charged or for some Chinese spies or netizens trying to do some work, a hacking job or stealing information from US. Yes, that's, I think they do, maybe the CCP is the most aggressive hackers or the aggressive cyber attackers on the internet. They not only attack you, I think they steal a lot of things. Sometimes even apart from the patents or intellectual property, sometimes they even steal like your product design, and how you create or you decide the pricing of your product. So they need all sorts of information so that they can create their own brand and beat your product very, very quickly. So that I believe the CCP's cyber attack is very, very aggressive. So Harish Nagaraja says, thank you so much, Ms. Zeng, for your insights and for sharing with us your knowledge. Guys, why not visit the CCP garbage and bomb them with the truth? Yes, that's an idea. Thank you so much. So Saika Kara said, who blocks YouTube? But YouTube blocks me? Delete my comment. Oh, sorry, I don't know about that. So Daniel Vassi said, why was the party member on the rooftop? He was falling into retirement. Sorry, I don't quite understand what this means. So seems we don't have any more questions. Maybe we wrap up here for today. Okay, I'll see you on Thursday. Thank you very much for watching and for participating in the question session. Thank you. See you soon.